Argent. Amazon's market cap actually set the trade below $1 trillion for the first time since basically the start of the pandemic, April of 2020.
Absolutely, Frank. And it was a bit of a disappointing quarter for the company, but it was really that guidance that got investors very worried. Amazon saying in the fourth quarter it's expecting revenue of between $140 billion and $148 billion, implying somewhere between 2 to 8% growth, which is their key holiday period as well. And that's really why investors were so worried. Cloud also disappointed. Yes, there was 27% growth in that very key profitable AWS division, but again, it was below expectations, and perhaps we're starting to see here businesses pulling back on cloud spending and on some of that software spend, as we saw as well with Microsoft results. A couple of things happening here. Some of that pandemic boom we saw is starting to fade, but also the macro environment turning very worrisome, concerns about a recession and potential consumer spending as well. One bright spot, however, advertising, $9.5 billion in revenue, above expectations, bucking the trend from what we saw from the likes of Alphabet and Meta when it comes to digital ad sales. Now, let me just move on to Apple. Reason why those shares are up, a best of a bad bunch, I'd say, in what has been a very rough week for tech. Yes, they beat on the top and bottom lines, but those iPhone sales missed expectations, 42.63 billion there. Services, this is supposed to be the division of recurring revenue where Apple can continue to milk its more than 1 billion iPhone users for revenue from all of its services. That was a miss. $19.19 billion in revenue, just 5% growth, a significant slowdown from the quarter before. Now, management doesn't really give official guidance, but it gave some hints towards what to expect in the fourth quarter. It's saying year-on-year revenue growth is likely to be less than what we've seen in the third quarter so far. Again, very concerning given the iPhone 14 is out, and this will be the biggest quarter so far for iPhone 14 sales, and it's the key holiday period, so that was concerning. They're expecting Mac sales to decline as well, and they said that services revenue will grow, but it'll be hurt by the macro. So again, some worrisome signs out of Apple, but clearly, as I mentioned, best of a bad bunch in what has been a very rough week for tech, Frank.